a few times I think I was punished by my father, and also my one of my brother. I don't know why, you know. I think generally speaking, there is a kind of conflict between the last child and the latter one, and so it happened for me, and sometimes he beat me, and yeah, but generally speaking, no. I think I had a good childhood in this case, and I didn't punish a lot. No, sorry, I wasn't punished a lot.
So, how about your teachers?
Oh yeah, oh my God. You know, in fact, I had, one of the worst memory that I have had in my life. Okay, it's
Yeah.
about my teacher, my first teacher when I was at the first grade. You know, in fact, I
Yeah.
was, as I told you, if I should be frank. I told you I'm the baby of the family, so I was spoiled too, you know. Yeah. So when I went to the school, we had a bad teacher, and he punished me. He beat me several times, and so I couldn't stand that behavior. So I made a terrible decision, and I quit, or I left. It's better to say I dropped out that year, and my father and other my relatives spoke to the teacher, and they told him it's not a good way. It's not true that you punish a little kid, and but he didn't pay attention to them. And after, when I grew up, I noticed that teacher had taken part in imposed war between Iraq and Iran, I think, you know. And
Yeah.
so, in fact, he was a prisoner, I think, in that. No, no. In fact, he was affected by a big explosion or something, and in fact, his manner was not normal. So yeah, and yeah, it was the worst memory that I had in my life.
So, what were you punished for?
For example, he forced me to stand in front of the class, and for example, and sometimes he clapped me. Okay, he punished me and clapped me. Yeah, am I right? Clap? Yes, it is that. I think I'm not. I don't remember the right word, but I think it's true. And yeah, and also, he used a pen, and he put the pen between my fingers and then push it. And it was for
Right.
a little kid. Imagine it. It was so difficult for who is Mariam left.
Yeah, she left.
Yeah, yeah, and so yeah. What about you? I think as a girl, you are a girl, so girls are so cute, are so yeah, so their parents don't like or can punish their girls.
I wasn't really naughty when I was a child. I was really quiet and really shy. And I remember even at a school when I was in elementary school, all my teachers loved me, and I can remember every year I had this problem that other students' mothers came to school and said that our daughter said that you just pay attention to her. Just one student in the class. I was really quiet and good girl. Always I studied very good. Even in our family and all the children, were okay with me. So I don't remember any punishment. Uh, but when I cried, I started crying. I didn't stop. It was my problem.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
yeah,
my. problem. I remember every week when I was in first grade in elementary school, our teacher said you should, your parents should write something like a text about, satisfaction, that they're satisfied with you. And my brother wrote something. And she said that sometimes she bothers us at home. And my teacher, very kind, talked to me when I came home and showed in my backpack and said, "Why did you write this?" That was maybe a punishment for me. Yeah, that was awful.
Yeah, no. Yeah. Are you done?
But
Are you done?
yeah.
Okay. It's true because, if you said, for example, I was punished by my parents or my teachers, I would surprise. Okay, I would be surprised definitely. But let me ask you this question: if I'm not sure, I don't have no idea. If teachers in elementary schools want to punish girls, how do they do it?
Girls are really sensitive, when you even shout, they really become sad. And for example, and they're very sensitive. I don't know these days, but most of the girls are really sensitive with their marks. But sometimes they don't like to nag to their parents too, whenever teacher talks to their parents, they don't like that. So maybe it can be a punishment for them. But these days, I don't really know. I have no idea how we can punish children, because I have students. Whenever they don't do their homework, I tell them, you get negative. They say, okay, no matter. I say, it's your, for example, third negative, and she says, okay, no matter. You will fail. They're really relaxed,
Yeah.
I can do nothing about it.
Yeah. I have some students like your students, but as far as I know, they are so sensitive. If their parents know about their performances in their English classes, so sometimes I use that trick, and I would say, if you don't do your homework again or something, definitely I will tell the secretary to call your parents and tell about your performance.
We have this option too.
So, thank you.
So how do you punish your children?
I'm a single person, so I don't have any child. Yeah, in the future, I'm not sure, but definitely I wouldn't punish them physically, because I disagree. Just I have a policy, or it's better to say a way for punishing my children in the future. And it's at the first, I believe men should be their best friends for their sons. In fact, fathers or dads should respect their children a lot, and try to be their friends, not just, for example, their fathers, their friends. And if it happened, I think I would punish them in a way like that. For example, not speaking with them for a short time, for a day, or for example, I show that I'm annoyed, I'm upset with their behaviors or manners. And I think it's the best solution, or it's an effective way for punishing children when, for example, they know their parents are upset or annoyed by their manners. But definitely, I disagree with physical punishment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a great. Of course, not a physical punishment these days.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's really necessary, you know, for children. I don't know, even for fathers. Yeah.
Really?
Do you agree? Until I think you know, when a child is for example 1 year old till I don't know 6 years old, this is the exactly, you know, exact period of you know, his or her life that we can teach them how to behave, what should they do or not to do, you know. They should obey their parents. If you always say it's okay no matter, does it work really?
I don't know exactly, but you know, when I see my older brothers, for example, sometimes when their children were little, were younger, they punish them. You know, I couldn't. They punished them. I couldn't stand watching them when they were being punished, and so, and you know, I'm not a kind of person that can hit other people, especially when I'm.
It's not just about hitting. Sometimes you can, for example, tell, I don't know, in other cases, shout sometimes, no, with loud voice, other things. Yeah.
Yeah, I think maybe, you know, for example, shouting at them or something, or maybe could work for punishing some children. But you know, but I know I have a kind of personality that I can't be serious at all, you know, and exactly for this, I maybe is this weakness or maybe a strength, a strength, the owners of English institution, institutions. Don't let me or don't like that a person like me to teach, for example, boys, boy classes, and exactly for this reason, all my students are girls, and because I can handle, I can run them easily, but about boys, no, I don't. I can, because as I told you, I'm not a serious person, and all people and all my colleagues and they know it, that I can, for example, run boy classes because of my personality. But yeah, I think it works. Yeah, that's
So,
it. What
can
about?
I ask you which city are you in?
I'm from Boucher.
So because in our city they don't let us to have a, you know, a man for girls and teacher.
Really?
Yeah.
It sometimes it happens, but it depends on you know, regularity system. You know, in my city, it happens. You know, in fact, boys and girls are in the same class sometimes, and also they and English. And men teacher or male teachers can teach them, for example, can teach girls or vice versa. But yeah, I know in other cities officials or don't let or disagree with this kind of, for example, teachers or teaching method.
Yeah, exactly. So have you ever, you know, punished yourself?
Punish myself. I'm not sure, but I encourage myself a lot, especially when I do something well. But about punishment, I'm not sure. But for you know, for example, if sometimes I don't do my jobs, for example, correctly or something. Yeah, for example, I punish myself. Maybe it's not true that we consider them as a punishment. But for example, I don't let myself to watch, for example, my favorite movies, or sometimes play video games, or something, you know. And because but I think generally speaking, I encourage myself a lot compared with punishing myself.
Mhm. I don't remember any time that I punished myself, maybe for studying that. When I went to university, I told myself, no, you shouldn't watch this movie, you know. You shouldn't go out with your friend. You should stay home and study. And I don't know any exactly punishment for myself.
Uh, So
Yeah,
let me ask you this question. How do you encourage yourself?
encourage myself.
Yeah.
Um I think it depends on my performance. On something that I do really good. I say, wow, I myself get energy. That's very cool. I can do it. It's really good. But sometimes some other things I think encourage me. It's really hard to encourage yourself. Um, I don't know. For a period of time, I try to make myself happy. That I don't need anybody to make me happy. I just need myself to be happy. I really worked on myself, so I was successful in that. But about encouraging myself, yeah, whenever I start a project and I'm successful in it, I get really energy, and I think I encourage myself that
Yeah,
you can do it.
you're right. But some people buy things for themselves when they do their jobs well. For example,
It's
some
really ordinary for girls. They always like to buy.
yeah, I know,
Yeah.
I know. But uh, uh, sometimes I buy a book, for example, a book for myself, or
Mhm.
for example, I buy some fast food or something. In this way, I encourage myself. However, as you said, I think for girls, it's a common issue that go shopping and
Yeah, it
buy
is.
anything they like. Yeah.
I don't know about others, but it really makes me happy. Whenever I feel depressed, I go outside and buy even a small thing for myself. It
Yeah,
really
yeah,
makes me happy.
yeah.
Yeah.
It works. Yeah, it works for me too.
I don't know about boys, because whenever I remember we had a first discussion about shopping. Most of the boys who were in the discussion said no, we don't like shopping. But I'm really into shopping. It's really
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. I think there is a reason for your shopping,
Mm,
not about all girls. Okay, just most
Yeah,
women or girls,
yeah.
because in fact, they use in fact, they don't pay for your shopping based on your budget. In fact, they don't use your budget, your money for go shopping, and sometimes most girls, for example, live on their fathers and or other family members, and they ask money, and for this reason, it's so easy for you to spend your money. But boys work and earn money
It's
by
about us
themselves.
too, It's about many years that I buy everything that I myself earn my money. That's really hard. I understand.
Yeah, generally speaking, I wasn't
Yeah.
talking about you. I said most girls or women don't care about, for example, spending money, because even either their husbands pay, or their fathers, or for example their brothers, or other people. So they don't care about spending their money. But for boys, for most boys, it's not true, and we should pay for our shopping. And so it's not easy for us to earn money, to make money, and on the other hand, spend it easily.
I don't agree. Because these days, most of the boys get money from their fathers too. You know, I can see it around.
Yeah. Maybe it's true.
Yeah. So what could we do, you know, instead of punishing people?
Punishing people in general.
Instead of punishing them, what should we do?
I don't know. You know, I think it could be different based on different. It could be different in various occasions. For example, about our children, or other or our family members. We talk. I told about it, but about I think sometimes, you know, speaking with other people, speaking with them, or try to discover or find, for example, why they behavior in a wrong way. So I think after identifying their causes, their problems, and finding their causes or factors. We can, for example, speak with them. We can motivate them, and I think it can be one of the best solution for this group of people. But as I told you, it can be different, and it depends on the situation or occasion. And yeah, that's it.
So do you agree with capital punishment?
What?
Capital punishment.
Capital punishment?
When someone, you know, kills another person, we kill them too.
You know, yeah, I think it's a challenging question. If I want to be open-minded, like some people that, for example, give their own opinions about this issue, you know, I would say no. It's a wrong idea that, for example, we execute other people, or, for example, we hang them because of their crimes. But definitely, I think it's wrong. You know why? Because we are not in their positions. Imagine, for example, a person who has lost, for example, imagine a person who his or her brother, father, mother, okay, someone who is important for him or her, has been killed by another person, by, for example, a burglar or something, or a thief. And after that, other people expect him or her to forgive the murderer. I think it's not true at all, because we are not in his or her position. We can't expect him or her to behave, to make that decision. But generally speaking, I think I disagree that people be executed, be killed because of their opinions, their religion. For example, their disagreement with, for example, officials or governments or something, you know, for political issues. I definitely disagree that, for example, they should be killed. But about that issue, under that condition that I explained, no, because I'm not in their positions, so I can't judge them.
Yeah, that's really cool. Thank you very much. And it was just about you and me. And if you have any other idea, you can add.
No. Thank you for taking part in this session and running it. Yeah.
It was nice talking with you.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. So have a great night.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Goodbye.